Welcome to highlights from the llsloppet, the final event in this year's Swick Ski Classics, the long-distance cross-country ski championship. The Swedish mountains provided a beautiful backdrop for the conclusion to this year's competitions for the various champion bibs. Problems with a lack of snow in Åre meant that the 75-kilometre course had to be reduced to 47 kilometres, again in classic technique though. The track, which starts and finishes in the village of Vålådalen, featured a tough opening climb at Åtfjället. There were also 3 final stages in the battle for the green sprint jersey at 5, 15 and 26 kilometres. Then an exciting racing prospect over the second half of the course, all the way back to the finish in Vålådalen. After 3 consecutive race wins, Petter Eliasson started the men's race in yellow. He had a commanding 158-point lead as he looked to seal victory over Anders Auckland, who were also in the lineup. While in the women's field, overall leader Katarina Smutner took a 175-point lead over defending champion Sarina Bonner into the race. Other contenders for the stage win included Stina Nielsen, silver medalist at the recent World Championships in Falun. Joining myself, Guy McCree, in the commentary box for the race, former Swedish national team skier Anna-Karin Strömstedt. They're underway now, though. The season-ending stop in the Swick Ski Classics, the llsloppet, this 47-kilometre classic technique course, reduced from 75 kilometres, but still it's going to present plenty of challenges for the elite women and the elite men who get underway 15 minutes or so from now. Katarina Smutner leading them off, but so much quality in the rest of this women's field, as we've been saying already. Swick Ski Classic stage victories in there as well. Alongside Smut, we have the defending champion Sarina Bonner, who's not going to defend her yellow bib, but still once more has won this race in the past. Bonner won, it was the first time it was held here in 2013. As I mentioned, we have the likes of Britta Johansson Norgren and Masako Ishida, and those Swedish World Cup skiers who've won World Championship Olympic golds in the past, the likes of Stina Nielsen there in the field as well. What are you looking for early on here in this redesigned course, Anna-Karin, from the top women? What do you think the tactics are going to be here from some of those names in these opening stages?
Well, it looks like Lina Korsgren, who's in the lead here. She's going without grip wax, I think, and also Britta Johansson Norgren. We saw at König Ludwiglauf where they tried to do something not early in the race, but Lina Korsgren is definitely fast here in the beginning, and the field is already quite big after only some 100 meters, and yeah, it will be Lina Korsgren and Britta Johansson Norgren. They will definitely try to get an early lead here in the beginning of the race.
They're away now, though. The elite men in this season-ending race, the final stop on the Swick Ski Classics for the men. So much to be decided, as we said, with the women's race over the next couple of hours. 47 kilometres of classic technique. The fact that some of the amateurs got a bit of a premature start is going to cause them some initial problems here, Anna-Karin, in terms of the start of their race, because they're bunched up now behind the elites.
There will it's not like it's in at Vasaloppet where some of the guys has to wait for like 2 hours before they reach the first 5 kilometers, but it's quite narrow here in the start, and we see the guys here, they have to wait for quite a long time before they can go out on the course. But it looked like that we it looks anyway like we don't have any problems.
Some of these making their way through the initial part of this course, but of course we will focus on the elites over the next couple of hours, particularly not just Petter Eliasson's progress with Anders Auckland, but also the battle for the green sprint bib, because of course we have the first of 3 sprint stages at 5 kilometres, so it will be on us pretty soon. Oyster Pettersson, for those of you not aware, with a 40-point lead over Andreas Nygaard, man from Team United Bakeries, over the man from Team Santander. They will also, those 2 teams, have their battles over the next couple of hours in the race for the overall blue team competition. At the moment, Team Santander with a 61-point lead, but that's not that much, is it, Anna Karin? Because for those who are not aware, in terms of the team standings, you get your best 2 male results, your best female result, and then all the sprint points that you can gather. So this first 5 kilometers, say United Bakeries can get 4 of the 5, I mean, they can make up that 60-point margin pretty quickly on Santander.
Yeah, that will definitely, I mean, they have every chance. They will definitely take the chance to defend, or not defend, but to take over the team bib, and that's the biggest goal that they have today. Team United Bakeries would be happy to get that one, but it will be hard against Team Santander. They know. I mean, 65 points, 61 points. That's nothing today.
Yeah, as we say, it could be wiped out. Team United Bakeries, you know, in terms of the, I mean, they're a lot more than that in terms of their skiers, but their prime area of quality is in their sprinting. I mean, if you look at their careers, you look at Pettersen, obviously a former Olympic gold medalist from the Vancouver Games. You look through the rest of their team as well. They've got good sprint quality, so that I'm sure. You know, talking to Henrik Kvissel from the team there through the week, they're prioritising all the sprint stages, but this first one at 5 kilometres, they'll want to try and get a sweep if they can.
Yeah, and we have 3 Team United Bakeries guys in the lead, just in front of.
Yeah, Jon Christian Dahl, Johan Sjølstad and Øystein Pettersen there leading the way, all 3 of them in their familiar yellow outfits, the yellow of Team United Bakeries, Norwegian outfit. Johan Sjølstad currently leading the way very early on the opening couple of kilometres. Just great to have had him back this month. I've got to say, Anna Karin, we were shocked, weren't we, at the llsloppet? Everyone was when Sjølstad returned there. As we look back at the start to this men's race and some of the amateurs, I'm not entirely sure what happened there.
No,
but,
I guess that they, I don't know if they heard that the start went away. Oh, and then we had a fall there also on, who was that?
Yeah, it wasn't at the levels of the llsloppet for chaos.
No, for sure
frankly,
not.
But yeah, we had a little fall there trying to pick up the big number there.
It was Tore Bjørseth Berdal from Team United Bakeries, but it looked like he was up on his feet again after just some seconds, so no problem there.
Yeah, they'll be a little bit frustrated about that because Berdal probably would have been joining the pack of 3 at the top. But you can see at the moment they are prioritising. Of course, they're trying to wipe out this lead very early on that Santander have over them, the 61-point lead at the top of the team standings. Of course, Øystein Pettersen is there because he wants to extend this 40-point lead. 40 points on offer at 5 kilometres, as is the case with the other 2 stages for the winner of the sprint competition. But what Pettersen has done so well, Anna Karin, through the season is just picking up points, building his total. If you look, it's fascinating looking at the progress of him and Nergård to their totals. Only 40 points between them, but Pettersen's actually only won 2 stages overall. Nergård's won 4. But Pettersen, there's only 1 stage out of 13 coming into this where he hasn't finished in the points overall. So he always picks up 5 or 10 points, just increases the total. Nergård's been a bit more erratic. He's obviously won the 4 stages, but actually half of the 13, around half of the stages, he's been out of the points overall. And that might be the difference overall, because Pettersen at the moment is 40 points clear of him as we move towards this first sprint stage at 5 kilometres. Team United Bakeries boys well placed early on here as they look for those points.
Yeah, Øystein Pettersen he's always up there. He's always up somewhere in the leading position, somewhere between 1st and 5th place, which gives him a lot of points at the sprint stations. Now we have 3 Team United Bakeries, and then we have 3 Team Santander. They know what they have to do today.
Yeah, it's the battleground, isn't it? Really, here, Santander and United Bakeries, they will both have realised, as I said, speaking to the relevant management. I mentioned Henrik Kvissel, but also Nils Marius Otterstad as well at Team Santander. You know, they were eyeing up this first sprint stage because, as we mentioned, 61 points is nothing overall, particularly if you can do well in the first sprint.
it's a high speed today from Johan Kjølstad, who has been in the lead now for quite a long time. It's only, what do we have? We have 8 men here in the leading position, and the rest of the group they cannot follow. And so it is a high speed.
Yeah, well, it's the Team United Bakeries and Santander boys, and then Petter Eliasson is there, of course, in the tiger outfit, tiger costume of Lise Blangot, as they approach the first sprint checkpoint. Battles for the sprint bib and the team competition. Another little key point here as they come through. I was actually walking up around this area, very firm tracks around here, around this point. They'll come back later on, actually. It's a key part of things in the loop later. But as they approach now the first sprint checkpoint, who is it going to be who gets the points here? All the key protagonists are there. Of course, Øystein Pedersen is there. Is he going to take the sprint checkpoints and extend the lead overall? The man from Team United Bakeries, he's 40 points clear, of course, of Andreas Nygaard, wearing 27, who's just back there and has lost some more ground because Pedersen has extended his lead there after the first sprint checkpoint. He gets the maximum points. Jon Christian Dahl with more points there for United Bakeries, and then Nygaard in third spot. Jens Eriksen and Torje Dahlen also getting the points there for Team Santander. So we'll do our numbers there, but really, Anna-Karin, as we kind of expected through that first checkpoint, the sort of names you expected to be getting the points did get them.
Yeah, definitely. The Team United Bakeries there, they took quite a lot of points there, but still Andreas Nygaard, he will try to get points at all the stages here where we have the sprints. So there we have their tactics today to gain points during the race.
Yeah, because we'll do our numbers. Pedersen getting 40 points for winning the first sprint stage there. Nygaard is further back in third spot. Just getting the confirmation of that, but I mean the lead increases now with only 2 sprint stages to go. The job becomes harder, but Pedersen just had it was very, very clear the intent there, tailor-made for him really, these conditions and such an early sprint stage checkpoint, and he took full advantage.
There was another guy there with the name Impola. That was not Bill Impola, it was his brother Bob Impola. They are 4 brothers, but I don't know if how many of them are racing today. At least we have two Impola in the race today. Maybe also 3. I haven't seen it list.
Confirmation then of the first sprint and how it ended up. Øystein Pedersen extending his lead overall. The battle for the green sprint bib with the points there. Andreas Nygaard in third spot. We look at some of the others in terms of the context of the race overall. All these guys, of course, firmly in touch, 25-30 seconds back. We focused on the sprint stage, but in terms of the overall race, all these guys are still involved. The likes of Morten Edin Pettis there and Anders Södergren as well. And they're the points as they're confirmed, as we mentioned. Øystein Pedersen with the 40 points and extending the advantage now to 60 points overall over Andreas Nygaard in the battle for the green sprint jersey.
Yep. Still 2 more sprint stations to come to.
still all to be decided,
yeah,
because of course 40 points on offer at the next one at 15 kilometers and then at 26. So still work for Pedersen to do, but you'd rather be in his position than Nygaard's right now with the 60-point cushion that he now has with just 2 sprint stages remaining.
Women's are coming back to Vålådalen here again now?
Yeah, back to where we are actually, where our position is. Of course, where they were, as you said before, with the first sprint checkpoint at 5. They don't have that green bib to go for overall. They're just passing us, passing through now.
Still Britta Johansson Nordgren in the lead, followed by Sofia Blecker and Seraina Bonner.
Yeah, it's familiar. There hasn't really been too much change in that position since really, well, we had Smutner join the lead group and Ishida there as well, but the 3 there, that was pretty much the case from 6-7 kilometers in. Nordgren putting together a very good race here at the moment.
Yeah, she is. And they're there will be 4 kilometers now, 3 or 4 kilometers now with quite flat skiing, and then we will start the big climb up to the highest point at the Ottfjellet, and there we will definitely see who's gonna have an advantage with the grip wax or with not having grip wax. I hope that Britta Johansson Nordgren can follow, but I know that Sofia Blecker and Seraina Bonner for sure, they will put up a high speed there in the climb.
Some of the others here coming through in the chasing group. Laila Cavelli trying to get points for Santander. She's just over a minute back at the moment. And then some of the big Swedish names there, just over a minute back. We're interested to see how they would go. The likes of Inga Smaldotter and Emma Wicken as well. And Stina Nielsen there, just over a minute back. But there's time, depending on what you've decided to. There's still time for them to make that up, though. As you say, Ottfjellet as well. Would you go along with that being the hardest part of this course?
Yeah, it will definitely be the hardest point because the climb is it's quite long, and you can take so much time up there I mean, even if you are almost 1 minute after the leading group, it will not be a problem to catch them. But still, we know how good Seraina Bonner is in the climbings. So, and also Emma Wicken, she is racing for the Team Coop team today for the first time.
Meanwhile, in the men's race, they are now coming towards where we saw the women a short time ago, back towards where we are, where our commentary position is roundabout, actually the second sprint checkpoint, back towards Vålådalen. Of course, they'll make their way up afterwards, towards Ottfjellet. These points, Øystein Pettersen will be looking to basically seal the green sprint jersey here in the next few minutes. He has that 60-point lead now on the live standings over Andreas Nygaard, who isn't in that lead group. So the opportunity to put this to bed very shortly as a competition for the man from Team United Bakeries. Coming through now, who's going to get this? It's Tora Bjørseth-Verdal, Jordalen in second. In terms of the points, actually, doesn't end up there. He ends up just outside Pettersen. So he hasn't managed to... It's kept it interesting for us, that one, because, I mean... in reality, Andreas Nygaard is well back, but he hasn't actually managed to increase the lead. But the fact that Nygaard hasn't managed to get any points there means that it is dead as a contest. 60-point lead for Pettersen. And with Nygaard also not scoring there, just 40 points on offer at the third sprint stage, it does mean that Øystein Pettersen, despite not scoring there, is going to win the green sprint jersey overall for this year. It's actually just the second stage, sprint stage in this year's Swix Classics, where Pettersen hasn't managed to finish in the points, actually in the top 5. But it doesn't matter, as I say, overall he's got that 60-point lead. The fact Nygaard, as you rightly pointed out from very early on, you didn't think he was going to, after 5 kilometres, be involved in that second sprint checkpoint. It means that it's all done and dusted, and Øystein Pettersen of Team United Bakeries will win the green.
Yeah, congratulations to him. Here we have the shooting range in Vålådalen for the biathlon. Vålådalen is a great place to go to if you want to train. A lot of good athletes during the past 40 years have been here up in Vålådalen training for both cross-country skiing and also running. So this has been a great place for a lot of athletes during the years.
Here then is how it looked through that decisive second sprint stage. Tora Bjørseth winning the points, the maximum points for United Bakeries. Dahl in second, and Vetle Tilly as well, getting more points as well for United Bakeries. So an excellent stage for them. Tord Jordalen and Anders Aukland getting some points there for Santander. But we'll do our numbers for you. Just 15 points there for Santander from that stage. But for that matter, 90 points for Team United Bakeries. So in in terms of the 75-point gain. That now puts Team United Bakeries into the lead in the team standings overall in that one by 49 points. So it's been a very profitable first couple of sprint stages for Team United Bakeries, getting all the first 3 positions, Santander having just the points from 4th and 5th. And the big news, of course, although Øystein Pedersen was just outside the sprint points there, the man from Team United Bakeries, the former Olympic gold medalist, congratulations to Øystein Pedersen, who now can't be caught at the top with just 1 sprint stage left to go. He will win the Swick Ski Classics green sprint competition for 2014-15 for this calendar. Øystein Pedersen, the champion in the green bib.
Swick Ski Classic is growing every year, and new names, and I mean the quality in the races are really. Oh, and we had a fall there on Sofia Blecker, but she's up on her feet quite fast again.
Yeah, didn't.
But she's losing a little ground there too. Now it's only, what is it? It's 10 meters. But she will lose some energy there. I don't think it will be a problem.
Sarina Bonner, though, looks the most smooth of them. Now, having put in the work there to the top position here, and yeah, she looks comfortable, but Blecker certainly didn't as we look back at that little fall again for her.
Yeah, it looks like the grip under her skis was maybe too. I mean, if you put on too much grip under your skis, then they can get stuck in the snow. And now, as they start to climb, the snow will also get colder. So if you have too much grip, then you can have a problem.
Yeah, it's what we talked about, the difficulties because of the changing temperatures and everything. If you are using the wax, that is the problem that can result. But Bonner looks like she's got this set up very nicely at the moment. The third sprint stage in the men's race. Meanwhile, Torje Darling getting some points back for Team Santander there at the third sprint, just ahead of Petter Eliasson. Wait for the others to come through, but the maximum 40 points there for Jordalen. Again, the green sprint bib has been decided, but the team competition, these points are very important because of the live standings ahead of this. Team United Bakeries with 49 points clear. Anders Outland has got some points as well there in third. It's Daniel Rickardsson in fourth, the winner of the Olympic llsloppet from 12 months ago. He's just 30 seconds back, so he's in the shake-up again with 20 kilometers to go. And then it's Jon Christian Dahl with 5 points for United Bakeries. But overall, you look at the team standing, 60 there for Santander. So 55 points back, and that now, this is incredibly exciting. This now puts Santander, if my maths are correct, 6 points ahead in the team competition of Team United Bakeries. With, of course, now all the sprint stages have been completed, but no small matter now of the 2 best men's results overall and the best women's result. In the women's, you would say United Bakeries there with Masako Ishida currently in second are going to get some good ground. But in the men's overall, the fact that Jordalen is leading and Anders Outland is there as well, well, they could do some great things there. It's really fascinating, that team competition.
It is. It looks like Santander has an advantage now for sure, but yeah, we're still having 20 kilometers to go. But it looks hard.
Here is how it looks in the women's race, looking back at the numbers. We've seen this already, of course, but mention Ishida. Sarina Bonner dominating them, a lead of almost a minute over Ishida, who will be in second at the moment. And we look back, Laila Cavelli in 10th spot, just following on what I'm saying. 10th gets 75 points. I mean, it couldn't be tighter. I mean, it's literally, if that happened, again, a lot can happen, but if she finishes in 10th, I mean, there's nothing between the two teams. Here's the virtual standings for the women. It's not quite as exciting as what I'm trying to put together. We'll try and get you something on the team standings because it's fascinating. But at the moment, Katarina Smutner, well, she will end, it doesn't matter how many points you end clear. She will lose 100 points, but she'll win by 75.
Yeah, that's...
Who cares?
No, that's already decided.
Yeah. But But yeah, Ishida and Cavelli, their finishing positions are going to be fascinating for that team competition. Here's how they looked at the final green sprint checkpoint. Valuable points for Tord Jedalen, who got the 40 points for Team Santander through there. Petter Eliasson just ahead of Anders Auckland with the 20 points. And then Team United Bakeries only getting Jon Christian Dahl's 5 points. So not as successful by any means as what they did over the first 2 sprint stages.
No, they needed more points there.
I wonder whether Øystein Pedersen can get involved a bit, what he's got left over the final 20, because they need, from their point of view, they maybe need him to make up some ground, get in the shake-up, try and get in amongst those Santander skiers, try and limit the damage a bit, because they're losing a bit to Jedalen and Anders Auckland at the moment there. Some of the others, see Gustav Eriksson signed by the Lager 157 team after a good result at the llsloppet.
Yeah.
He's a talented skier. Here's the virtual standings in the yellow men's bib presented by Rottefeller Petter Eliasson. Well, he could be ending with 4 straight wins. Overall, he's second at the moment at that checkpoint, now leading overall ahead of Tord Jedalen, and yeah, he's comfortably clear, as you would expect, really, because every race this season he has been there and he's won the last 3. As you expected, really, those virtual standings for the yellow bibs. As we look back, they're coming through that 3rd sprint checkpoint. As we say, valuable points for Team Santander provided by Tord Jedalen. 40 of them, just ahead of Petter Eliasson and Lise Blanco there.
He took some extra points there for Team Santander, which they know. I mean, it's going to be so interesting to see what will happen when they reach the finish here in Vålådalen.
The updated standings, no difference there really in terms of what happened. Eliasson and Auckland getting a few points, but this was already done and dusted after the 2nd sprint stage. At 15 kilometres, Øystein Pedersen will be presented with the Swiss Ski Classics sprint, green sprint champion bib after the race. Winner over Andreas Niergaard. Finishes 60 points clear in the eventual standings there. It's been an exciting sprint competition actually this season, real development there. 16 stages in all. Pedersen, as we've made the point a few times, Anna Karin rewarded for the greater consistency. Although saying that, the final 2 stages, he didn't score.
No, he didn't. But
he'd done his work.
Yeah, and he knew that he only had to get the points there at the first station. But of course, I don't think that this is his plan to be at what is it now, 5th position. Of course, he wanted to be up there and fighting for the victory today. But it doesn't look like he has the shape to do this today. And also, it doesn't look like Anders Auckland is having... I mean, he's going with the grip backs, but still he cannot follow the leading group.
He's struggling, isn't he?
Yeah. It's a great day to end this season with this fantastic tracks and the fantastic weather and the view over the Swedish mountains. It can't be better.
Look at those lead 2, and then Saraina Bonner. We have at Saraina Bonner ski, amazing race of Saraina right now at Nordic Bet or llsloppet after a season of 530 kilometres. They're calculating that she's raced. I mentioned that she seemed a bit tired. Of course, she was at the World Championships in Falun as well. But putting in a big extra effort here at the end and looking odds-on for the race victory. It'll be the 2nd time she's won here in Åre. And meanwhile, the lead for Petter Eliasson over Anders Auckland. A minute and a half now, pretty much. Can Auckland hold on to a good podium position and get the points for Team Santander in the team event? Because that's, again, talking to Nils Marius Otterstad from the Team Magna Dahlin there as well. They'd given up on the yellow. I mean, they were honest with that. They just said, we're prioritising, we get as many sprint points as possible, and we go after wrapping up this team, we go after the team competition. And that's the focus now for these guys. The race win, of course, podium, but also with it, helping their team, whether it be United Bakeries or Santander, get that blue competition bib. Passing the Skidoo now as they make that little turn around. Just over 13 kilometers to go now. We look back here towards some of the chasers. They're a long way behind Sarina Bonner at the moment.
Yeah, they are, but they are at least they are 4 girls that can help each other to get some reach Sarina Bonner. I mean, it's going to be hard, but still they are four people against one. 4 girls against one.
At least they're together, and I mean, you've made this point so many times, Anna-Karin, over the course of the season. Racing in a group like that, it is possible to do things as opposed to being out on your own. But I suppose we would say as well, Sarina, so confident in these conditions, such a big lead, even though she's on her own, she's used to doing that as well. So
yeah, she has been racing alone in so many races during the past years. She knows how her body is working, and maybe she even feels more comfortable when she's racing alone.
Some chases there. You saw Anders Alkland wearing the yellow, wearing the #1 bib.
Yeah.
Not the yellow bib. Got used to that over the years because he's won it a couple of times. The yellow champion bib. He won't be doing it this time. Not with how this race is shaping up.
No, it's Peter Eliasson who has the yellow bib at the moment. Even though I actually don't know, but he's not wearing the yellow bib today.
Yeah. Interesting, but looking for his 4th win in a row as we look out over this section. Of course, did a fantastic job, didn't they, to redesign it. Anna-Karin, you've been here the whole week working at the event. The decision really made on Tuesday to reduce it quite dramatically. I mean, we lost 28 kilometers of the course. So take us behind some of the discussions you would have heard, some of the stuff going on behind the scenes in making those decisions.
But the winter is it's not as we are used to have up here at the region of Åre. When I came on Monday, it was we didn't have any snow at all in Åre. Now we have snow. It came quite a lot of snow the last days, but up here in Vålådalen, the snow has been perfect, and the conditions have been perfect. And I mean, the track that we have here is it's a really good track. Even they have to do laps down in the village, it doesn't matter. I mean, you get the climb up to Uttfjället, and I actually have to say that this course is one of the nicest courses that I have ever seen.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job, the organisers, David Nielsen and Thomas Granlund as well, the race director, putting it together, because it was pretty clear they weren't going to have 75 kilometres. Well, there was discussions really quite a bit before the Birkebeiner, and it's about that, but really well to get this course together.
Of course, we wanted to have the original course with the finish in Åre, but this is the best they could do, and yeah, it's great.
2 leaders in the men's race, just under 11 kilometers to go. Petter Eliasson and Tord Jadalen. Team Lis Blanco, Team Santander leading the way. Meanwhile, surely just a matter of time here for Sarina Bonner as we look towards just around the corner from us, actually, the finish position that she is just under 11 kilometers or so from reaching. Sarina Bonner has won 12 Swick Ski Classic stage victories. They're the last of them right at the beginning of this season. She won La Scambeda, that opening weekend in Livigno, where we started. It seems a long time ago already, just a few months ago when we started this season, and she started in fine form. She's had difficulties since then by her own high standards, having to make do basically with 3rd places through most of the rest of the races, but looks like she might start the season, end the season as she started it in a sense. As we started with the team time trial, she didn't win that, but Team Coop won. She did it a bit because Team Coop won the team time trial. Katarina Smutner actually won the time trial, but in terms of the classic races, the first of them, La Scambeda, she won that. You know, she might end the season effectively as she started it. Victory here in Åre.
Now the men's are in the lead of the race again here. Even we know that Petter Eliasson has yellow bib. He's not wearing it today, and we also know what happened with him yesterday with all the chaos in his traveling. So he doesn't have his own race suit, and I guess that he also kind of forgot his pink bib on the room.
Well, he's had the yellow bib. He's had a lot to think about, to be fair, and it's amazing he's put together the race. He's got his skis, which is the main thing. What's Bonner's lead here at the fourth split? Just under 12 kilometres to go here. It's over a minute, we know that. But what has she got here? And what's interested to see how Misako Ishida and Laila Cavelli are doing. Not just in terms of the rest of the women's podium here, but that battle for the team competition is important in terms of the female finishers for Team United Bakeries and Team Santander. Britta Norgren is doing well here.
Yeah, she's
really strong.
Yeah, she's really strong. I'm actually really impressed about her when she's just double pulling. Masako Ishida is having a little problem to follow the group here with Johansson Norgren, Sofia Blecker and Katarina Schmutna. But still, she's fighting all the time. She always gets this little gap with 5 meters, but she's hanging in there.
Norgren and Blecker 1 minute 38 behind. You can see there with Ishida and Smutna just behind them. Wait to see where... it's complicated here now because they're passing this fourth split timing pretty much at the same sort of time. You can see there Eliasson and Jedalen ahead. Johan Christian Dahl in fourth. Just wondering whether Royston Pettersson can still make up a few positions, because that's going to be crucial for the team competition. He's 146, but he could easily be on the fourth overall, joining Dahl up there. And you look at the points that are on offer for each position. This is the difference here, because Santander seemingly have got their second and third, or first and third. But what can United Bakeries do, and what can Masako Ishida do in the women's race? What advantage can she keep over Laila Cavelli? Because you look at the rest of the Santander guys, they haven't really got anyone here after their two guys who are possibly first and third, or second and third. So there's an opportunity there for Pettersson, along with Dahl, to limit the damage.
So now they are out on the Lahti track again, the 10-kilometer track where they have already been here. You can see in the tracks here that there has been a lot of skiers in the tracks before them. All the guys that are doing Nordic Bet or llsloppet today have been racing here. Like 1 hour ago they were here. So this is the last part of the track.
How are they feeling right now in terms of the context of the course? 47 kilometers, everything that's gone before these closing stages.
I guess actually that they are quite tired.
Petter Eliasson looks to be making a move here now on toward Jedalen with just over 2 kilometers to go. We've seen this before from the man from Lisplan Go here. You go back to the llsloppet, Anna Karin, with 2 kilometers to go, coming up towards Moraparken as well. That he did it on Anders Auckland and Stanislav Rezac, and he's really making the move now. He's perfected this season.
He's so strong.
Jedalen doesn't look to have the gas to stay with him.
No, he doesn't have a chance. And Petter Eliasson, he is the strongest skier at the moment in the long distance skiing. So impressive.
Yeah.
All the time he's doing like this.
Well, he lost his clothes 2 days ago. He's got his skis back, but he's having to borrow clothes from the other guys, at least Plan Go. It's hardly the ideal preparation, but you wouldn't have known it if I hadn't told you that. If you hadn't mentioned that, you would have thought he just comes here, he's set course records, first man, of course, to win the Birken in 77 years of that famous race from Reina to Lillehammer. First man to win it without grit wax, and here is he going to make it 4 Swick Ski Classic stage wins in a row. No one's ever done that before. This has been a groundbreaking season for the 30-year-old, debut season in this long distance competition, the long distance cross country ski championship. And what a debut season it's been. He said it himself. He said, it couldn't have gone any better. I couldn't have dreamed of this. And he looks back over the first half of the season, because he wasn't winning races, but he was involved in all of them.
Yeah, and I also remember when I made an interview with him in at La Scambeda, and he was so calm, and he said he didn't have any expectations for the season, just came into the Ski Classic circuit, and now he's here, he's kind of dominating everything.
Yeah, well, you look at him, 7th at La Scambeda, where you talked to him, 2nd at Jezerska. We thought, okay, that's a tremendous result. He was 5th at La Diagonela, 7th at the Marcialonga, which Tour Djedalen won. But since then, since he won, as we look at his numbers, since he won at the König Ludwiglauf in southern Germany, in the Bavarian Alps there, that 46 kilometre where he won the sprint with Tore Bjorset Badal at the end, that has provided the foundation. He's gone on to win two of the two biggest races on the calendar, the llsloppet and then the Birkebeiner Rennet as well. And, well, it's going to get even better here, seemingly. Just over third of 1 1/3 kilometres to go for the man from Leaseplan Go to make it 4 wins in a row to end the season. What a way it will be to cap winning the champion bib as well, which he's already sealed. It'd have to be something pretty horrendous for him not to do that now, but he's going to seal it, it seems. Another victory.
So now we're back in Vålådalen again. And the team guys, they are cheering on him, and I guess they are quite happy to have another victory for Team Leaseplan Go today.
Well, as a team as well, I mean, it's fantastic for them to have secured the yellow bib like this, because we talk about Team Santander and Team United Bakeries, but to get their guy and win it in such a fashion as well. He's going to win it with 4 wins in a row. Take the bib that those skiers from those top 2 teams would have looked at. Øystein Pedersen talked about it, his big disappointment that he just couldn't get involved at this second half of the season. He made it the priority, and the men from Santander as well. Anders Outland has won it twice before, but he's not going to win it a 3rd time here. They've all been outshone by this man from Team Leaseplan Go, the 30-year-old Petter Eliassen, former member of the Norwegian national team. That's no mean feat, because they're not exactly short of quality skiers. But he was never a feature at long distance level. But this is where he sees his future now, and you can understand why, because he's destroyed the field once again. He is going to seal the yellow champion bib presented by Rottefeller. He's going to be the champion of Swiss Ski Classics for the 2014-2015 season. But he's also going to win the Nordic Bet llsloppet as well. It's been a season of firsts for Petter Eliassen, his debut year in Swiss Ski Classics. The maiden stage victory at the König Ludwiglauf, but as he enters the final straight here now in Vålådalen, what an ending to what's been a quite incredible season for the man from Team Leaseplan Go. Petter Eliassen makes it 4 wins in a row, and it's a perfect ending to the season for the new champion of Swiss Ski Classics for 2014-2015.
And here we have Anna-Stina Spark from she's here from Vålådalen, giving him the
garland.
The garland.
It's always a bit of a, when it's tight at the end, it's a bit difficult to get it on the skier, but there was no problem there because he won comfortably. He lost Tour Djedalen with about 2 kilometres to go, too much pace for him. Still valuable points here for Team Santander, and it's a good return to form for Tour Djedalen, the 31-year-old Norwegian, the winner at the Marcialonga, 3rd at the König Ludwiglauf, and now 2nd, another podium here to finish the season at the Nordic Bet llsloppet. Valuable points as well for Team Santander there in the battle for the team competition.
But what a race! It's I mean, it's still not over. We have here we have the fight for the 3rd place.
This is all important as well, because 6 points Santander were ahead. They are now 176.
Anders Outland, he's sprinting. He's trying to take the 3rd place in front of Jon Christian Dahl. It's going to be a fight here now.
This is vital, because this is United Bakeries against Santander, and it's, those of you not aware, 140 points for 3rd place. It's the podium as well at the Nordic Bet llsloppet, the final podium position. So much here as they enter the final straight. Santander leading the live standings by 176 points at the moment. Still a lot to happen here, but who's going to get third spot? Who's going to get the final position on the podium here?
That's going to be you,
It's
Christian.
Stahl, the sprint specialist, who gets 140 points. That's back to 136, but then we have Anders Auckland, who comes in with 120, so that's now up to 256, and we await Oystein Pettersen. So what have we got? 100 and, yeah, the live rankings, they are favouring Santander now.
And this is Anders Södergren. He's such a famous guy in Sweden. He's a really nice guy, and he did his last race on the World Cup 2 weeks ago, and now he's going to focus on this long distance races in Swick Ski Classics, which we are really happy to have him here.
Yeah, last year's winner Daniel Rickardsson as well, we didn't mention, was in 6th spot overall, won the Nordic Bet or refja 12 months ago, the men's race. Sarina Bonnet has won this race before. She won it the year before last. She was only 4th 12 months ago. We've documented the fact that she's not going to win the yellow champion bib once again. She's won it 3 times before, but she started the season, of course, in such fine fashion in Livigno. She won La Scambeda, her 12th Swick Ski Classics stage victory, and it looks like she's going to end. Looks like she is going to end the season here. It's not be too hold her horses about this, because she crosses line now. She misses the presentation of the garland. I said that it's difficult to get them sometimes,
but she has time to take it.
Oh, she has plenty of time. Sarina Bonnet ends the season as she started it. She won't be the champion overall, but she does win the Nordic Bet or llsloppet 2nd victory in this event, and her 13th career Swick Ski Classics stage victory for the brilliant Swiss.
Sofia Blecker is going to take the 2nd place in the women's race, and we are waiting for Britta Johansson Norgren, Katarina Smutna.
Sofia Blecker, of course, silver medalist at the recent World Championships in Falun in the relay, 29-year-old Swede who's going to finish runner-up here to Bonnet in this year's Nordic Bet or llsloppet. Good result for her regardless, 1 minute and 35 seconds back.
And here is Masako Ishida taking the 3rd place in the women's race. No, it's not. She's taking the 4th place. It's Johan Kjølstad who's ahead of her.
Oh, this was really beautiful race. When I woke up in the morning and saw the tracks and the sun and everything, then I was just like, this must be a perfect day to ski, and I was so glad to be an athlete and to have the chance to ski here, and that I feel so good and that I could just ski away from all others made it even better.
It was unexpected that I win today, so but it was a hard race, especially in the long uphill. So, and luckily it was a good cooperation with Gjerdalen, and we managed to hold the gap down to Rickardsson and Aukland and the rest. So it was a fantastic day for the whole team as well.
It was exciting, and we tried to attack from the start, and we did for sure. And after 15, 16K, I started getting tired, and then I had to. It was impossible to stay with the leading guys up to the mountain, and then afterwards it was just fight to cross the finish line. The last 10K I was totally dead, but this season has been a success for me. I think I lost the 3rd overall to Tord, but that's okay. He's a fantastic skier. I'm 4th overall, and I'm proud of my season, and next year I'll fight for a podium overall.
Here's a review of the key results from the Nordic Bet or llsloppet. A 2nd win here in 3 years, and a 1st this season since La Scambeda for previous Swick Ski Classics champion Sarina Bonnet. She finished over 90 seconds clear of the women's field. While Petter Eliasson made it an unprecedented 4 consecutive Swick Ski Classics stage wins, finishing 50 seconds ahead of the rest. The perfect way for Eliasson to seal the overall Swick Ski Classics yellow champion bib presented by Rottefeller and crown a dream debut season in the competition. Katarina Smutner also with plenty to celebrate after her debut Swick Ski Classics season. 2 stage victories, 5th place in Aura mean the Austrian is the overall champion in the women's yellow bib. Congratulations also to the other competition winners. Øystein Pettersen won the green sprint jersey, while 23-year-old Anders Host took the men's pink youth jersey, and 26-year-old Tone Sundfør easily won the women's youth bib. But the most exciting competition was probably the team event, a thrilling battle that went right to the wire. Team Santander the champions eventually over previous winners Team United Bakeries by only 26 points in the end. A fitting finish to a superb season of competition in the Swick Ski Classics. We hope you enjoyed it and can join us again for more next season. Until then, thanks for watching and bye-bye for now.